All right, welcome back to another episode of Small Guys Podcast. Today we are talking Elvis and Severance. First we're going to talk Elvis. There's not much really of a synopsis you'd do for this. It's just an Elvis biopic. Um, it has been out for I think 2 months now, but we
Yeah.
just got around to seeing it. It's got a 78 critic score on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's got a 94 audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. And then doing this review today is me, Andrew, and a special guest, Stella Stumpo. She is a huge Elvis fan, so there's
No.
no one better to get on to do this movie than her. Um,
We're actually transitioning to small guys slash gals moving
Flash
forward.
Girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we're gonna change the name of the. You're our first girl though.
I'm
Yeah.
honored,
Yeah.
truly.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, we were gonna have Nick who's previously been on this, Nick Sirianni, who is actually Stella's boyfriend, but he was with us when we saw the movie because my girlfriend went, Josh's girlfriend went, and then Nick and Stella.
Triple
But
date.
when I
Mm.
asked Sirianni if he wanted to be on it, he told me that he slept through half of the movie. So um
Yeah, he said he fell asleep.
we kind of figured that maybe have him be he's already been a guest. We'll grab someone new, get Stella on here. And it's kind of cool to have because Elvis was obviously like, you know, like he was like ladies were over all over him at the time. So it's kind of cool get a girl on this episode and kind of break it down what we thought. This won't be a super long one, kind of like Josh said, because there's not really. It's just a like a biography in a movie, essentially.
Yeah,
Um,
and then too, it focuses on the manager a lot, who's played by Tom Hanks, and
yeah,
um, I don't know. I thought like Austin Butler, who plays Elvis in this, did a great job. I didn't
yeah, the
realize I went and looked up like what he was in, and he was in like Zoe 101, and I think it's
Who?
yeah, he was in a bunch of shows. iCarly,
really.
um, yep, Zeke and Luther, Wizards of Waverly Place. He was
What
in
the hell?
all
He was all
these.
Oh.
over the kids
Yeah,
shit as we were
literally.
growing up.
Yeah, and then he was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood too, which I didn't realize that.
Hmm.
So he's been in quite a bit. Very handsome. He sold
Yeah,
me as Elvis. I wish we would have
Elvis.
got more fat Elvis,
Yeah,
at the end there, but uh, yeah, I think he did great. The only thing was with Tom Hanks, I love Tom Hanks every movie that he's in, but the fat suit. I mean, that the whole time I could tell looking at him that he's in a fat suit, and then
It's a
too that
yeah,
little
act
unsettling.
a little
yeah,
unsettling. Yeah, and then that accent too was like it felt like Adam Sandler trying to do an accent, like
yeah. It did
the
not
hundred
feel
yard. Yeah,
natural.
yeah, it was like
Uh,
yeah, it didn't feel real at all. So I don't know. So that part that kind of got me, but honestly, the movie was really good overall. It's 2 hours and 40 minutes. It's a long movie.
long movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you definitely feel it towards the end.
yeah,
I was gonna say there were a couple of points where I was like, all right, maybe it was because I didn't eat anything that day, and we like showed up really late, like getting into the movie as it was starting.
yeah,
I think I don't even remember. I think got stuck in traffic, and then I get there and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get some popcorn. Normally I don't get that, and they gave they gave it to me, and I'm going like on a tangent here, but they gave it to me in like this hot dog looking container thing that I had never seen before. It looked like a trough. I was like,
yeah.
what the fuck is MJR out of money or what is going on? So, and then we were late and there were people in our seat. So from the get-go, I was kind of annoyed, and I think I was like, oh, I like towards the end of this movie, I was like, all right, I'm ready to go. Not that the movie was necessarily bad. I just like 2 hours and 40 minutes in any movie is long. Like that
Yeah.
is
It was a
long.
commitment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that is and like that's an event to me. To
I think
be
I went to that one hungry too.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
So
a big mistake.
I was just kind of like ready to go towards the end with this one. But overall, I mean, uh, I I, I kind of went into this. I didn't know that much about Elvis. I mean, I knew who Elvis was. I knew his music and like when he was around and that he died on the toilet. I feel like everyone knows that. Um,
Yeah.
but I didn't know he was like fairly, I guess, influential with like the civil rights movement and stuff. I didn't know that. I didn't thought I mean not that he was like a key player like an MLK or something, but I thought that was a really cool side that I did not know about him. Now that could just be maybe I'm ill-informed on Elvis, but I thought that was
Yeah.
cool and that they showed that um that's like that side of it, that
Yeah.
like he was kind of stand up. He just was there for music and entertainment. That was really cool to me. I really liked that because I didn't know that about him, and I don't
Yeah.
know if that was dramatized with like the movie. I don't know if it was
Could
all
be.
to a T,
I
but
think what threw me off the most is that it was told from, I forgot his name, Tom's point of view.
Yeah.
Tom
oh
Parker.
yeah, the manager. I don't. What's his? Do you know his name in real life, Josh?
Tom
Yeah.
Parker.
Yeah, it's Tom Parker. Yeah.
Is it okay? See, I don't
I
know.
didn't know if
What they calling him like the
Colonel.
Colonel? Yeah, he was
Colonel.
calling him the Colonel the whole time.
I kept
Yeah.
thinking Colonel
A lot of
Sanders.
people were.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
Because
They had the cane. Yeah.
yeah. Um, which his manager was definitely 100%, if that's how it played out in real life too, was
Well, you saw
fully
at the
take.
end with the credits.
Yeah, that's true. Was fully taking advantage of him. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
he may have helped Elvis a little bit get started, but after he saw the stardom, was kind of like, all right, I'm gonna, milk this for everything that it is, which is unfortunate. But I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, because before going into this movie, I thought I knew a good amount of Elvis about Elvis. Like I knew like 90% of the music I knew right away. I knew all his songs.
I knew the music.
But yeah, it's like and another thing I knew is, and this from what my parents have told me just years and years ago, that his manager did what he did to him and was basically taking money from him.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew about all that stuff. I didn't know he served.
Oh,
Um,
me neither.
I knew that he had a really big movie career, and I saw that people online wanted
Didn't know
them to
that.
focus more on that. Um, but yeah, and then too, I was waiting for a lot more Christmas songs. I know that's like part of the story too. But yeah, so there was like a good amount of, and then his upbringing too, like you said with civil rights. I didn't know about any of that really, or how he even got his start. So that the whole, I was actually like, when I went in the movie, I was like, oh, it should be okay. Like after seeing Bohemian Rhapsody and Rocket Man and like these biopics on these bands or artists, um, I wasn't sure how I'd feel about this, but compared to like Bohemian Rhapsody and Rocket Man, I think this one's better than both of those.
Really?
Yeah, actually I enjoyed this movie a lot more than I thought I would. I really didn't see a trailer on this
I didn't either.
before seeing it.
I liked this, or I think I liked out of those three. I liked Bohemian Rhapsody the best, and I'd say this and Rocket Man were close, but that was me.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
big.
See,
I'm
I
I
only like
liked
the Live
Queen.
like
Aid
right
part.
in the middle. My favorite is Rocket Man and
Rocket Man. All
Bohemian
right, look at that. All three of
See, I
us.
think mine goes Elvis, Rocket Man, Bohemian Rhapsody. And
Rhapsody and Elvis are literally
okay,
right
yeah.
there.
So yeah, I don't know. And I love Queen. Like I love all their music. I still listen to Queen constantly. So you'd think,
You'd like
and obviously Elton John's amazing. So
absolutely.
I feel
but
like I'm definitely one of those clueless viewers. Like going into Elvis, I knew pretty much nothing about his life.
That's all
Rocket
right.
Man, same thing. Bohemian Rhapsody, I'm just there
yeah,
to learn.
yeah. Were you excited to see this movie like before we went to go see it? Like or were you just like, ah, I'll be okay. Like it'll probably be a good
Yeah.
movie. Okay.
Yeah. I think that's how I felt. I was like, yeah, I mean, I guess it'd be interesting to see
Yeah.
what he was all about, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and that's how I went into it, and I was like, you know what? Actually, I'm happy. I'm happy I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean I didn't even originally honestly intend to see this movie, but Emma told me like, hey, we should go see this.
Yeah.
It's on TikTok. Like, hey, maybe you can throw this on the podcast. And I heard it's a good movie. So I was like, all right, let's go check it out. And that's when I texted you, Josh, and said, hey, does Sydney want to join you and us, and then Nick and Stella too. And but no, originally like I had no intentions on seeing this movie.
I
But I'm
didn't even
happy I
know it was
did.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I knew it was out. Uh, and I am happy I saw it, and I'll kind of reflect that at the end there with the review. But I also went into it. I'm gonna say not completely clueless, like I said, but fairly clueless.
No, and the fact that it has a 94%, and to the amount of old people you got to think 60s and 70s that are going to see this movie too,
Yeah,
capturing that audience. who grew up with Elvis,
Elvis. Yep.
or at least on the tail end of it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I and that second half of the movie too was just like that's when it really started to pick up. There was I remember there's one part of the movie that really took me out of it, and it was I think it was in the first 15, 20 minutes. It's like it's like that Doja Cat song.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
was
it's like
waiting for you to say it.
yeah, it's like in the 50s he's walking through a small town and then it's just like a rap song comes on
Yeah.
for Hound
And
Dog.
I think that beginning part was the only time they played like a recent song. It
Which
was
Yeah,
very
that's a
random,
yeah,
it
good
was.
point. Like I get they're trying to kind
Vegas
of
it's called.
make it
relevant,
relevant, but
Yeah.
relatable.
it
I
really threw off the like times.
Yeah.
To me at least. Yeah, no, I remember the same thing. I was like, what is going on? Because that had me questioning the whole movie for a second. Like, oh, is this how it's gonna be? Like trying to tie in like old with new, but no, that was like they just said like one off random song from the last, couple I don't know when that song came out. Last year, 2 years? I don't
Oh,
know.
the Vegas song
Yeah.
this year I think,
Okay. So
or in the
last
last
year.
year. Yeah.
Okay, so you got the last year and then everything that Elvis put out.
Well, and I had definitely heard that song prior on like TikTok. So
Me too.
yeah, so I think it was just because like it was so early on in the movie, and I was like really excited to hear all his classic songs. Um, and then when I heard that one right away, it just completely took me out for a minute. I'm like, oh no. I was so worried. I was like, is this what this movie's gonna be?
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, am I gonna hear "Lose Yourself" by Eminem later on in this movie? I didn't know. I was a little worried, but yeah, the rest of the time, like Stella said, I don't think I heard any more rap or anything else for the rest of it. So thank God.
I was a
Um,
little worried it was gonna be more like a choreographed musical.
yeah,
Kind of like Rocket
Oh
Man
yeah.
was. I
yeah,
didn't love that aspect about it, but this one did really well, I think, combining the music with just like the movie elements.
yeah. Do you think he looked believable like as Elvis?
Yeah,
Or
I mean, I
I think
guess
they
until
sold
the
it.
end, but I don't know if that was accurate or not. It just freaked me out how much spray tan he had on.
yeah, yeah. No, too, and his the guy that plays his dad too is really good. And like I said with the whole Tom Hanks thing, I don't know. I mean, did it throw you guys off the way his voice was or anything like that? I mean, maybe I've seen too
Yeah,
many Tom Hanks stuff.
I have seen a
I
lot of Tom
That
Hanks
accent,
stuff,
I don't
so
know.
that I was like, this feels not polished enough or something.
Yeah,
A
because I
little
think he's a
cheesy.
Swedish guy, right, or Polish or something. I don't know what accent that was, what he was going for there.
I'm not sure.
I'm
it
sure I
was
could
I
look up.
think there were a few different accents going on throughout that movie.
Yeah, I'm sure I could look up probably right now what his manager's accent was. But yeah, that whole I don't know. I think there's probably different actors they could have gotten, but I know why they went with Tom Hanks is just so they could sell more tickets and stuff too, probably.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's always what it is at the end of the day. But
pretty
um,
much.
not that Fatsu wasn't believable. It's just on him of all people. It's just I
It
don't know.
looks silly.
But yeah, the music in this was great. Um, his wife too. I felt bad for his wife, but
Oh, he was
Yeah.
hardcore cheating in the end. He was like,
yeah, yeah, she didn't
Yeah.
even care
to
about that.
everybody. Oh,
Yeah,
she
she
Yeah.
was
cared.
well
Oh yeah,
She
she
but like
definitely
she
cared.
oh
yeah, but
yeah.
like that wasn't even the final straw for her too, which was like wow, like this poor woman.
He really
I
put
felt so bad
Priscilla
for her.
through it.
Yeah, and then he was trying to convince her to stay too, and I'm like, just go.
Yeah.
She didn't, and I was like, God
Yeah,
bless.
yeah, good shit.
But
Be free.
um Josh, kind of want to wrap us up on this one unless you guys have anything else to say. It's kind of a shorter review because it's not like I mean, you're watching essentially what could be a book about Elvis and it's just
Sure,
a
there is one.
story. There probably is.
Yeah,
Um,
Multiple.
but if you want to kind of
yeah.
give a rating.
I could see myself watching this again. It is long, but I didn't regret it at all. Actually, I'm happy that I watched it. I did like the movie a lot, and like I said, I learned a lot. Um, I do want to say I think when I had heard that when he was in the service and met that sergeant's daughter or whatever, the captain's daughter,
That was
that
Priscilla.
yeah, Priscilla, yeah, yeah. I heard at the time Priscilla was only like 14.
Hmm.
Whoa.
Yeah, so
And
the
he was
movie
like 24, I think.
so the movie
Oh.
didn't go into that.
Yeah.
So
Ugh, I didn't know that. I figured she was like 17, 18 on the board. Oh God.
no. Yeah, I
Nope.
thought so too when I saw the movie, but I heard it after the fact.
I actually just read that, I think today or yesterday, and I was like,
That's
oh,
Yeah.
unsettling.
a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, but the movie didn't want to show that. They kind of. But anyway,
I think
yeah,
they just
and
said she was young.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I feel like they kind of glossed over a lot of the harsher aspects of
yeah, like the
what
dying
went
on the
on.
toilet thing. Yeah, everyone wanted to
I
see
don't
it.
think they would include that.
No, no, it would have been great. No, but yeah, so from the way it showed like his drug abuse and everything like that, and the way his music was, and I wish we would have saw more of his like movie career, because that was a big part of his career. Um, but yeah, I really did enjoy this movie. I would recommend it to people. So I'm gonna go with a 86 out of 100. So
Nice. Stella,
what did you think, Stella?
you wanna follow him?
Um,
Give your thoughts and a score out of 100.
I didn't like as a movie, I guess I'd say it was good. It was really well put together. As historical fact, I have no clue. Not one. So I'm gonna go based off of just what I saw visually, and I'd
Entertainment.
say probably about a 70. It was very long,
Yeah,
like a lot longer
Agree.
than I'm ready to commit to on a regular basis, but definitely I'd say probably about a 70.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I would recommend it to a friend
yeah.
Gotcha.
if they're
Um,
ready for that.
Would you ever watch it again?
Maybe
Maybe one day.
on a day that I have time.
Yeah, the three
Yep.
hours.
Yeah.
I'll close that out. I just realized you'd have to be viewing this on YouTube to notice this, but I normally write down our scores because I throw them on the website and everything. And for this review, I wrote down Andrew, Josh, and Elvis instead of Stella. I'm not sure why I wrote it like that.
That's because she's such a big Elvis fan.
Yeah,
I
that
just did
makes
that on
sense.
accident. Um, but I on that I would give this movie I enjoyed it. Um but I'm not gonna go as high as Josh. Not as low as Stella. I'm gonna go in between you guys and I'm gonna go with an 80 flat.
Okay.
It was a little bit long for me. Um but I learned something in this movie and that's rare. I don't usually go into any kind of movie and learn something. I mean, that's not normally what you go to a movie for. But I walked away and I was like, oh, I learned some stuff about Elvis and I didn't know that. And I thought the actor, I'm sorry I forget his name. What's his name, Josh?
Austin Butler.
Austin Butler. Yeah,
Thank you. He was really good.
he
He was
was.
awesome. He sold him being Elvis very, very well. Tom Hanks, yeah, not so much. I didn't
Not
feel
so
sold
well.
on not so sold on that. You can't just throw a big name in and hope that they do the job. You kind of need to make sure that the job is done correctly.
Yeah,
And I don't think Tom Hanks was necessarily bad. I mean, but this is one of his misses, if I were to say. He's got a bunch of awesome stuff. This is one of his not so great. The music was cool. The Doja Cat song was strange, like we said. But overall, I might rewatch this if it was on something at Netflix, Hulu, or Amazon, whatever. If it ends up on something like that, I could see myself rewatching it. Maybe. I don't know for sure. Um, but yeah, if you haven't seen it, check it out. There's not really any, I mean, I guess we spoiled the movie, but the movie is kind of known.
yeah,
um,
yeah. We didn't say exactly how it ended. Just that
yeah,
he doesn't die in a toilet,
we did. Yeah, we didn't tell you the
or they
exact
don't show
ending.
it at least.
Yeah, no, sorry. That is a
No,
spoiler
and
But
there.
I would have loved to ask like a person in their 60s or 70s who have seen this movie what they thought of it, because that'd be really interesting to see too. So,
Yeah, because maybe they would give this a 3 or they'd give it a 98.
and maybe
We
they
don't.
loved it. Yeah,
Yeah. So I'm gonna go like kind of like Stella said. I'm going on this. I mean that's kind of how I rate everything,
yeah,
movie wise. As I'm going into it for entertainment.
yeah,
Not as like I'm gonna nitpick the facts of it.
yeah,
I mean you do that. You gotta do that
mm,
sometimes. But as an
yeah. And if a movie
entertainment,
can keep you entertained and teach you things, then
yeah.
you know,
So I feel like an 80 out of 100, 8 out of 10 falls right in between you guys, and I feel comfortable with that.
mm,
But yeah, that's about it for me.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Stella, for joining us.
Thanks
Yeah.
We'll
for
have to have you
having
on
me.
again.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
gonna have you on again. Everyone that's listening, we will continue to have people on, new people that want to be on. Reach
Hmm.
out to myself, Josh, Aiden, Mike, or Brian, and say you want to be on. And we
Anybody?
Yeah.
all you need is a microphone, and we'd be happy to have you on board.
Yeah.
Gives different opinions, but yeah,
All right. Let's talk Severance.
sounds good.